Tell the comic book story.
So I went to our local Newberry Comics looking to pick up Rage of Ultron and was repeatedly questioned as to whether or not I was referring to Age of Ultron. Do I look like the kind of person that doesn't know comics? This is the face of a man who knows his comics. Like Rage of Ultron. Would it go by any other name? Yes, it goes by Harry Potter and the Rage of Ultron. No. What? Like, yes, I was telling you that name, but it actually goes by the Infinity Gauntlet. Do you have that book?
It actually goes by the Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was pretty funny though.
I guess we can talk about that real quick before we go. What are your thoughts on Jared Leto doing the Killing Joke picture? He had his hair dyed green, he had the big camera to a picture.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
Do you think you'll see any elements of that in the cinematic universe? I'm saying no, because I think DC is completely ballless.
Yeah.
I think they're just so fucking gutless right now. I lost so much respect for them when it came to that change the cover thing, and they were like, I think it's one thing to be like, I understand, and you know, this is going to be subscribe only kind of thing, like you have to pre-order it to get it. I can understand being like, you know what, it won't be on shelves, it'll be behind the counter, you'll have to ask for it kind of thing.
Yeah.
I can even understand, you know, bumping up its maturity where you're like, only adults could get it. If you're a grown fucking adult and any fucking thing, any picture, any hand fucking drawn picture offends you, hang yourself, please. Like, you are a grown fucking adult. Like, I don't care what you do. Like, I am white, straight, blonde hair, blue-eyed, mostly conservative on things. I kind of mix and dabble, and, you know. I don't give a shit if you drew a caricature of me with my head shoved up my own ass, just spinning like Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not gonna like cry. You're like, this offends me. This is a trigger for this one time when I smelled my own fart and it was really, really bad. Like, no, grow a fucking spine or kill yourself. Like, I can understand if you're like, I don't want to see it. Fine, I can understand that. Pull it from the shelves. It should still be out there for collectors to have. Like, the idea of like, oh, this art is so bad. Oh, by people that have never read The Killing Joke, and they're like, well, there was a graphic rape. No, there isn't, you fucking idiot. Read the goddamn book, you stupid sack of shit. There, in my opinion, is implied rape. I know most people are like, no, he just stripped her down. And it was all just to get on Gordon. If there was no Killing Joke, Barbara would have been killed some other way and been written out of the comics. That is a fact. Period. That is the best story in Barbara Gordon's history. Before that, she was a boring, fun, shitty character. She would literally be in the same spot, but less than Tim Drake. Like, where she doesn't really have anything particularly special about her. Everything really good happened after that. Everything from Oracle onward. Like, that's all what made Barbara Gordon good. Period. I mean, it would be like me saying, you know, it really bugs me that they keep referencing the time that Hank Pym slapped his wife. Like, granted, it's a shitty thing, and I deal with a lot of people that are like, yo, you like Hank Pym? He's a wife beater, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, but you kind of have to look at it, and there's all these other things. Yeah, but he hit his wife, and that's inexcusable. I'm like, I agree. Like, it was a horrible thing that happened. I could talk about how, like, it wasn't actually supposed to be in the comics, but they edited it in on accident. Like, it was supposed to be, like, he was so busy, and then, like, he turned, and, like, he hit her with his elbow, or, you know, he just kind of knocked her off balance. Like, he wasn't supposed to just, like, fucking backhand the shit out of her, but the artist didn't understand what was going on. Well, not. You know, it happened. It's in canon now. But, like, the idea that something that stupid offended that many people that they had to pull it. And, you know what? I can understand if DC pulled it. I'd be like, man, that's really fucking stupid. But, you know what? It's a business. And it's not worth, you know, the issues that's going to cause. Yeah. The fact they sent out like all these goddamn emails from like DC office to like the artist himself, where they're like, DC doesn't support violence. Since fucking when? That's exactly what superheroes do. Like, if you're of the idea that women cannot be in danger in comic books, you have to write every woman out of comic books. Period. It's the only way you can do it. Like, what do you do with Wonder Woman? She doesn't do anything. She just sits in a fucking kitchen when the real Justice League comes in. Because she can't be put in danger, guys. That's offensive. That'll trigger something. Like, that is so fucking stupid. And I can understand, you know, like, yeah, but you would never do this with a man. That's a big crock of bullshit. I think it's been proven at this point. There's like a shit ton of covers of like either Batman crying, Batman strapped to something where he's helpless. There are a shit ton of comics like that. The same thing happened with Spider-Woman at Marvel, and they kind of handled it better. They still pulled it, which was stupid as shit. It was just people that don't read comics bitching about things that happen in comics. Because I have no issue, because I know like there's kind of three groups about it. There's a very, 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 very small group of men who are, we'll just call them nerdy. You know, they're in the nerd culture, and they're like, you know what, I don't want these pretty girls joining nerd culture. Like, they're the ones that used to shun us, and, you know, we could never get a date in high school, and everything was just kind of shitty. Like, they were assholes to us, and now that it's popular, they want to come in. It's very reasonable. If you can't see the reasoning there, you're a fucking idiot. It's not right, but you can fucking understand it. There is the very massive fucking middle ground of what I would call normal fucking people that are into things, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to discuss nerd culture with people, and if you're into nerd culture, cool. I don't care what your genitals are. Like, we can just talk about nerd culture. Maybe I will find you attractive and something else will happen. I'll be like, hey, would you like to get a fucking drink? I'd like to order you a coffee. I'd like to get you a coffee, you know. Blah, blah, blah. Something will happen. That is normal fucking people. And if you're like, well, I went to Comic-Con and people were quizzing me. I don't know how conversations work with you. But generally, if you're like, I like the Patriots. What's your thoughts on Tom Brady? Leave me alone. Why are you quizzing me? People will be like, this fucking idiot. Like, if you want to be in it, be in it. Don't half-ass it. And then you have that third group of very, very small people that want to be into nerd culture. Literally, like, in their heart, they're like, oh, I found something I can finally identify with. But they're younger. Maybe they weren't into it as kids, but now they're really getting into it. I feel bad for them. People that legitimately want to be in it. They're not in it for the fad, to be cool. They're just, you know, maybe Avatar was the first cartoon they ever got into. And they're going to get harassed at Comic-Con. And I feel really bad for them. But because it's these fucking fad-jumping douchebags, the same thing happening in video games right now. The same kind of nerd culture bashing. Well, I don't like this. Well, go fuck yourself. I don't know what you want. Like, you can't jump into something halfway through and be like, oh, I don't really like the direction we're going. Like, what do you mean we're going to Six Flags? I'm hungry. Like, I'm sorry, you shouldn't have jumped in the fucking carpool, idiot.
It's like, oh, I'm going to go to the movies with you guys. Cars 2. Oh, I didn't want to see that movie. Yeah. Why'd you come along with us in the first place, Josh?
Fucking Blinky. But yeah, like, I feel horrible if you're in that third group, and I really hope, you know, you get a chance to show your nerd cred and get into the group, you know? Because that's the group that really gets hurt by these fucking fad-jumping assholes. These asshats, if you will. That are like, oh, I'm totally into Iron Man. How cool would it be when they do the Batman Iron Man movie? Like, you realize it's DC and Marvel, right? Stop making fun of me because I don't know. Like, come on, man. A woman, person, non-specific gender individual. Just, you cannot half-ass being in a fandom. People are going to call you out on it. I don't care what you're doing. Like, and the idea, like, this is one of my biggest gripes. There are a lot of women who get objectified at Comic Cons, at any cons, some of it is unfair. You know, if you're going and it's the character you want to be, and all nerddom characters for the most part are generally drawn fairly sexy. And people are like, oh, she wants to be sexy. Now, I can understand, you know, I want to go as this character. If you go as goddamn She-Ra in like a fur fucking bikini and you're like, everybody keeps looking at me, I don't feel safe. Just drown. Drown in like macaroni and cheese.
Make responsible choices when cosplaying.
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say. If you're not comfortable being
ogled,
yeah, exactly. Like, because
like, all right, here's the thing: if anybody is like physically putting their hands on you, grabbing at you, yeah, that is wrong. 100% of the time.
Kick them in the balls immediately.
Yeah,
you have the right.
Yeah, but if like you're like, oh, this guy's following me around, staring at my ass. Have your ass.
First of all, tell him to stop.
Yeah, I mean, like,
and then
if you're, it's one thing if you're like. If you're going as Power Woman and you're like, oh, everybody keeps looking at my boobs, well, maybe you shouldn't have your boobs out. I'm just saying, like, I understand, like, oh, that's sexist and victim blaming and blah, blah, blah. Like, you're not a victim if you go fucking running naked.
If you had to choose, like, if you're only a victim if somebody forced you into the Power Girl costume.
Yeah, like,
you know.
You have to make those intelligent choices. You have to realize A leads to B. If you run in a steak suit into a lion cage, there's a bad chance you're going to get attacked by a lion. And I understand, like, people are like, oh, it's victim blaming and that's slut shaming and blah, blah, blah. No, it's fucking cause and effect.
And you know what? Most of these girls know what they're doing. You know?
Like, if you want to go as the Baroness, go as the Baroness, but you don't have to wear, like, the fucking tightest Baroness costume possible with nothing underneath, so your fucking nipples are showing, and you're like, I don't understand why everybody keeps staring at me.
And go in groups. Yeah. That's most of these people, like when you see them like doing videos and stuff, they're always in groups. They're usually never by themselves.
Yeah,
because they're smart.
Yeah, like I get that the idea is no one should ever feel unsafe, and you should do whatever you want, and it wouldn't happen to a man. But like, yes, it would. Like if you just showed up at like a female-led event and just like tried to dress as sexy as possible and was putting on the persona, and I'm sorry, but that's what it is. Like, I understand that maybe it shouldn't be and blah blah blah, but like, if you dress as a slut, you will lead people to believe you are a slut. If you dress as a gangster, people are gonna think you're a gangster. If you dress like a thug, people are gonna assume you're a thug. I'm sorry, but that's the way the world works. If I see a bear, I'm going to walk away from a bear. Like, I understand this perfect world ideology, but it doesn't ever work, and there's no way to ever make it work, and I'm sorry. But there are plenty of things you can do, and things you can do intelligently. Like, let's say you want to go as a Sailor Scout. Wear shorts underneath your dress, or this mini skirt. If you wear fucking tiny pink panties underneath it, you're going to get people that are trying to look up your skirt. It's going to happen. There's weird, sad perverts there. I don't know what to tell you. Like, just please think about what you're doing. And then please stop taking it out on nerd culture as a whole for the things that happen there. Like, sorry. And a giant apology again to like that last group of people that are really trying to get into it. You know, maybe they were shamed as a kid and, you know, they got out of it, but you know, they always had their thing they really liked. And now they're trying to get back in, and they're kind of getting, like, nerd shamed out of it. And that sucks. I mean, I don't know what to tell somebody like that. Like, I can just imagine how hard it would be. Because, I mean, like, I see it all the time. And, I mean, I've been guilty of it myself. Like, you talk to somebody, and the movies got them into comics, and, like, now they're trying to join into, like, the big boy comic discussion, and... Sorry, big person. But it's like, yeah, but stand to the side. Like, we got important business, goddammit. It is Rage of Ultron canon. You know, like I just feel bad for that kind of group that legitimately want to get into it. Because it is very elitist, and I understand, like, the idea of trying to change it. But it's not going to work. It would be like trying to tell football players, like, or football fans, be like, you know what? were to change all the goddamn rules because they're too confusing for all these people and they want to get into it, and you just have to fucking let them in, it's not going to work. It would be the same exact thing as if like I tried to force myself into like a book club of women and I was like, yeah, but I want to be here, but I don't want to read this goddamn book.
The book can also be a hat.
Like, I didn't read this book. You know, I didn't read My Fair Lady. But you know what? I saw a movie that was kind of based on it. And like, we're going to discuss that now.
I didn't read The Scarlet Letter, but if you give a pig a pancake, now that is a book right there.
Yeah, like,
you read that?
Yeah, let's discuss that now. Like, I'm going to take it over. Like, if you keep trying to force yourselves in, and this is mostly ladies right now, because I'm sure there's guys out there, you're going to be met with a lot of rejection, and it sucks, but you have to be at a certain level to get to a certain level of fandom. Like, you can go on a board and be like, oh, I really like the movies. I want to discuss it with movie fans. But if you try to go in there and you're like, well, I want them to change this and this, and you don't know the reason these things exist in the movie, you're going to get a lot of people like, no, well, no. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Yeah, but, you know, I think Black Widow would look cooler if she was in, you know, camouflage. But, like, she doesn't wear camouflage. But why can't she? Well, she never has. And, you know, I'd like to take her out of the fucking cat suit and put her in something, you know, more combat-oriented. Like, it's weird. You know, everybody else is in fucking combat fatigues and she's in a cat suit. And you're like, yeah, but that's kind of the character. Like, because nothing bugs me anymore. And I know we kept saying it's going to be the end of the video. But I'm just going to put this out, and then we're in the video. Nothing bugs me more than when people are like, they're over-sexualizing this character, but that is in the nature of the character. And vice versa. Like, over-sexualizing Captain Marvel is really weird. Like, that's not her character. Like, granted, Miss Marvel, kind of, like, she had her ass out all the time. Yeah. But they've really changed her character in Captain Marvel. Like, it'd be really weird to really, like, hype up her sexuality.
Yeah.
You can hype up her femininity, but I wouldn't go for blatant sexuality.
Yeah.
But, like, same thing could go for Dick Grayson or Peter Parker, where, like, they've generally always been depicted as good-looking guys, you know. Maybe less for Peter Parker.
Yeah.
You know, especially, like, his early comics, he was kind of more gawky, but, like, Spider-Man himself, like, he has, like, very...
He worked at it.
He's out there, you know, showing off his buns in a very tight costume. And, like I was looking at my Spider-Man figure today, and I was like, it was really weird that he's got, like, flat pancake ass. Like, that's not what Spider-Man has. Like, he's generally a pretty good-looking dude in a very tight costume. It's just, like, it's weird to not do that. And, like, I could get it, you know. I'm a product of the 90s, you know. Being okay with the idea of gay thoughts was very taboo when I was a kid. Like, I remember going through the phase where, you know, you just say faggot all the time. Like, dude, you're being a faggot. Stop being a faggot. You know, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, that was
a
pretty big part of
and
90s kid lexicon.
Yeah. And then, you know, as you grow up, you're just like, you know what, that's not right. There was definitely a very strong campaign that did the right thing and got rid of it, you know?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I'll catch myself, but, you know, I don't think I've really said it in quite a while.
Yeah.
You know? But it's always going to be a thing, you know, where I think, I'm like, yeah, but do I really want to see Dick Grayson's ass just all like, pow, badass? Like, no, but it's not for me.
Yeah.
I understand there's fans of it, so you know what? I can't really be mad at it. But, yeah, so, like my last thought, I know it's very incoherent and kind of all over the place and probably sexist, and I'm sure I pissed off a bunch of people. But, think, people. Like, if you're going to get pissed at something, at least know what you're arguing, or you're just going to look like an idiot. I'm Dave. He's Judge. Please like, comment, subscribe. Leave me an angry comment like, fuck you, Dave, you sexist asshole. I hope you fucking die in a house fire. And while you're dying in the house fire, you trip in your tub and zap yourself with your toaster. Draw a picture of me with my head up my ass, Sonic the Hedgehog. You know.
All right, guys.
Whatever you're gonna do, that's getting your revenge on me. But
If you still we're clinging on to these videos all the way to the end, we thank you. You know, please spread the message for this last part. You know, we don't want to offend anybody, but it's stuff that people need to understand.
Yeah.
You know, it's just because it's just kind of
it's
weed out the ignorance that some people don't quite understand. Not that, you know, we're the most intelligent, most well-versed guys in the world, but, you know, it's just what it is. What it is.
Yeah, I'm just telling you from our side what we see when it comes to it, and maybe, you know, we'll do a video sometime later, like the comic book fans' perspective of different people, like different levels of fandom.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be a cool idea, and just kind of talk about it. Like,
I definitely want to get into like a discussion at some point about like sort of the rise of feminism with Aaron at some point.
Yeah.
Especially now that like Steven Universe has become a huge thing.
Yeah.
That whole spiel, but
I'd like to debate her on it, whether or not.
Oh yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of good and a lot of bad that goes with that kind of baggage.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and become a member of the Cheesecake Nation today. He's Dave. I'm Supercharged Funk. Later.
Do 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 do.